I'm not just happy, I'm Happow.
This is Power Up Life, the podcast. I'm your host, Gianna Lucas, co-founder and CEO at Happow, the social enterprise that powers this podcast. We help you slay life in high school, uni, and beyond. Each week on the show, you'll learn epic life skills in a super chill way. Hear from well-known legends as they reveal their biggest setbacks and milestones to date, and you'll find out what our Happow squad think about a whole stack of topics too. From epic challenges to super raw moments, this show has it all. So let's power up life! Have you ever been on a private jet? I sure haven't, but this week's guest of Power Up Life has, and she says it's amazing. She had what some may call the dream job, traveling the world, meeting celebs and influencers as a social media manager and more for one of the world's most iconic self-tanning brands, Bondi Sands. Molly Jane has one huge story to tell. On paper, she's lived a pretty glamorous life, but she's been through a lot, and all of it has made her one resilient boss babe on a mission to help other women live a life that's true to them. One of Molly's biggest achievements was back in April 2019 when she launched Bloom, a meditation and sleep app alongside one of her besties, Chloe Szep. Their app is helping thousands of women of all ages, myself included, to be more mindful. But this is just one chapter in Molly's story. So in this app, Molly and I chat about her journey with mental health, which started back in high school, to her high-flying job at Bondi Sands, her self-help journey, how she launched her own app, her honest advice for youth, and loads more. So let's power up life. And she's with me right now. Welcome to the show, Molly.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I am excited to be here.
Now, Molly, you are a breath of fresh air, and I know no one can see you right now, but you are just full of positivity and bubbliness. I absolutely love talking with you, and I know that there's a huge story behind your success, in 2020 that you've experienced, and you've been so vulnerable and open about that in many interviews that you've done, whether it be print or podcast, you name it. And of course, the amazing app that you've created as well is just so awesome. He's doing so much good in the community. So I firstly love to ask, let's go way back in time, like back into, say, teenage Molly. What was life like for you in high school?
High school was something that I wouldn't want to go back to. However, I wouldn't change it because I still believe that it did shape me into everything shapes you into the people that you turn out to be. So high school for me was, I didn't really have heaps and heaps of friends, but I was still kind of popular, I guess you could say, but I didn't hang out with the popular people because already then, I knew that they weren't my type of people, and I was so authentic to myself there that I just didn't want to start hanging out with people just because I thought I should. So I kind of kept to myself. I had one or two friends. I did get bullied a lot from the older girls, and that was difficult because I was never a mean person. I was never mean-spirited. I was never mean to anybody, but I just think I was maybe an easy target. And
Why do you think you're an easy target?
I don't know, I'm not saying jealousy in a way where it's they were jealous because of this and that, but maybe they were just jealous of my spirit.
Because you are so positive.
Yeah, and I had this, I always just knew from a young age there was going to be something more of me, and I just never wanted to settle. And even in the school I was at, or the the town I grew up in. So I don't know whether just that kind of aura was what they were a little bit jealous of. But I was wise enough to know that it had nothing to do with me and it was all to do with them. So that kind of was high school. At high school, I also did get an eating disorder, and I also, like, I had chronic fatigue for a little bit there. And in hindsight now, I look back at that and I think that was just a really big bout of depression, to be honest. When you're sick and the doctors are like, let's call it chronic fatigue because they can't really put their finger on it. I just think my body was so depressed, and
it was flatlining. Like, it was, you just felt like you were existing, but you weren't feeling energized by the world that you were in and the environment that you were in.
Correct. And I think that would be a challenge for so many young men and women now at school, because like I knew this structured life at school, learning these things that I was meant to be learning, but in my gut it truly didn't feel right. Like I knew there was so much more to what I was being shown in that moment. And I think as a result of that, like I also did maybe try and fit in with a couple of other people and change a little bit. And I was really exploring like who I was, and I wasn't really being fully myself. So as a result, I think I did get quite depressed. And then the eating disorder as well.
Do you think because of the depression
I think looking back now, I say that it was one thing that I had control over during that time. And I think I just feel things so differently. Well, maybe we all do feel like this, but no one's really talking about it. And we're starting to be more open about this. And I think it's so good now.
Yeah.
But, just going to high school, like that's not a bad thing. Like you're going through the motions and everything's fine. But like people who are kind of empath and spiritual, like they feel like that just something's not quite right. And that actually truly does affect people really energetically. So maybe that did result in an eating disorder, or I'm not really sure. I don't know. Yeah, I did ballet as well, so that was probably part of it too.
Yeah. The idea of you had to be a certain size, right? Sort of to be a ballet dancer traditionally.
Yeah, but I think, like, I haven't thought about this in ages because I truly am healed now.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah, it is wonderful.
Yeah.
And it is, but I think looking back, I think it was a real true self-worth issue. The core of everything was self-worth. I didn't value myself enough as a human to treat myself with the utmost respect. And I also didn't feel worthy of who I was in my body. So I think maybe if we're going to get to there was obviously a whole lot of other issues, but I think the core of it was self-worth and probably genetic in a way. But, it's all part of the game. But
And it is.
It is. It's all part of it.
And can I just say, even though you went through what you went through, which would have been very, very tough at the time, how wonderful it is that you've been able to, number one, heal yourself, get better, feel better in mind, body, and spirit, and also now share your story with thousands and thousands of people. That's a gift in itself. Number one, some people never get to share their story, maybe because they just haven't come to terms with it or whatever. But I can see you've never seen yourself, or at least these days, you don't see yourself as a victim. You see yourself as a victor, someone that's been able to get through it. And no doubt through your story, you're going to change so many people's lives. I mean, you are already, but that's just going to continue to grow with time. And I totally genuinely understand where you're coming from in a number of ways, because I also was diagnosed with chronic fatigue in year 12. And if I really think about it, doing sort of a timeline backwards, with my severe and chronic anxiety I had for several years in primary school. And then I worked in the media industry. I had a recording contract at 14. So I was in the media for a number of years, and that was a different experience. And then I think my body never had time to, I feel, really understand what I was going through. Even though I was a really positive person, like you, I'm a bit of an empath as well. I feel emotions and I sense other people's emotions as well. And I think that probably got the better of me. And I always, to be honest, felt, even though I had great friends around me, that yes, I did also have, bullying, and I experienced bullying. But I remember saying to my mum for a few years throughout my childhood, I always used to say, I feel different. Like I feel like I'm not like the others. And I remember my mum said to me, just keep doing you. And this is the words I've never forgotten, and now I can actually say, yes, it's so true. My mum said, it will get to a point where one day your friends will catch up with you, in the sense that one day you'll be on the same page and you'll be able to understand and respect each other where you're at. But you're just ahead of the game in the way that you think, because of your experiences and what you went through, and that makes you unique. So don't lose that. And
Love that.
I feel in your story there's a bit of that as well.
For sure. I love that. I absolutely love that. And yeah, when, that's a whole nother thing to dive into with healing and diseases and stuff like that. But, it's your body talking to you in a way. And yeah, we just probably didn't have the tools at that age to really comprehend what was going on with our body, but it was trying to tell us something. It was trying to tell us that it wasn't happy. So, so that was high school, but then the story doesn't end there.
Chapter 1's done. Chapter 2.
Well, I don't even know if it's so then I married my high school sweetheart. Yeah. So my high school sweetheart, we got together when I was 17. He was 18. And yeah,
at the same school. So at the same school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And
you grew up in Ballarat, right? In Victoria.
I did. Yeah. You know where that is?
Yeah, so I'm actually in Melbourne myself. So that's sort of near, well, they say it's near what's it called? Not the Hepburn Springs. It's like 40 minutes.
Yeah, Dalesford. And
Dalesford, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I know, it's lovely. It's a lovely little town. Yeah, so my partner and I, high school sweetheart, same school, same town in Ballarat, and we were together 14 years. So that was lovely. Yeah, and then so that was kind of high school, and I always just knew in my heart that when I finished high school, I would never see anyone again,
except for him for 14 years.
Except for him. Oh yeah, except for him. All of my friends, like I just knew I was occupying space with them during this time. I just knew I had other things to do, and no judgments, no right or wrong, not me thinking I'm better or worse. It was just, I've always been wise enough to understand the cycles of life and knowing that people can come in for certain reasons.
Yes.
And
isn't there a saying? There's a saying about that. People come into your life for a reason or a season.
Yeah,
something
and
like
I think
that.
there's a third one as well.
Yeah, I've forgotten it. Anyway.
we get the vibe. We get
exactly.
Yeah.
So you've gone through a lot in your life, and I guess, of course, you created Bloom, but you didn't do it on your own. Can you tell us how that all came about? Because before Bloom, there was also Bondi Sands, correct?
Yes,
which
correct.
obviously is a massively famous global company.
Yeah. So high level. So then I went and lived in London for 2 years, and that was awesome. Traveled the world, did all that. And when I came back, I started working in solariums. There was a solarium around the time in Port Melbourne, in Melbourne. And the owner of that solarium is the now owner of Bondi Sands. And we became close. And he basically was just like, can you do a couple of posts for me on Facebook? And I was like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, can I start an Instagram? And he's like, what's Instagram? And like, that's where we were at. And then anyways, cut a long story short, Bondi Sands grew into the biggest tanning brand on Instagram. And I helped with those guys, and I helped build that for 6 years. And I got to do some of the most epic stuff. Like I got, flown around the world, like private jets. And it was so fun. It was such a wonderful, wonderful time. And I learned so much, and forever grateful for it. And during that time, I crossed paths with my now business partner of Bloom, Chloe Szep. So she's big on Instagram. I'm sure all the young gals listening know who Chloe is. And so our paths crossed a fair bit with Bondi Sands, because I would look after like the influencers and all of that. And then I went through a major life change. So I don't really get too much into this story, but my marriage broke down.
This is with your childhood sweetheart?
After 14 years, our marriage, it was very unexpected and it was a very traumatic time for me.
When was this, if you don't mind me asking?
So it was 3 years ago, and then for a whole year after that, we tried to make it work but it just couldn't. There was a lot of damage done. So that was unfortunate. And then I I learned so much in that relationship. Like when you grow up with someone from being a kid to an adult, I was so codependent on this human. I had to, my whole world was so uprooted. Like I had to leave my house. Everything was so uprooted that I had to really relearn so many just coping strategies for life, because he was my guide, like for 14 years, from child to adulthood. And when that gets taken away, it's just, it was very difficult for me, but learnt so much and have gone through the ringer, and I've come out the other end with that. And, whoever my next partner is going to be, look out. I am on top of my game.
Good.
Yeah.
And that is so awesome. I know and I understand it was obviously a very traumatic time for you. But sometimes, and in fact, an old friend of mine actually said this. Like, I'm talking like he's like basically an uncle, but not an uncle. And he's probably in his 80s now. And I remember growing up, he said to me, Gianna, there's gain in pain.
Yeah.
And I never forgotten that. And I'll use that line with you as well, because in that horrible suffering that you had, you've now grown out of it and you've gained so much. You've learned so much about yourself, which probably you never would have learned if you're still in that marriage.
And it's also gone to another level. And I don't think I've actually have I? I don't know if I've spoke about this on podcast before, but I can look back at what my partner did and like the damage that was done. And I don't hate him. I still am friends with him because I believe in past lives and soulmates and things like that. And I truly, truly believe that my partner and we were soulmates. And before we came to Earth, we had a little discussion and we knew that this was going to happen. And we were going to do this and this was going to happen. And I had the opportunity to take this opportunity and really do the self-work and grow from it to become an even more evolved soul. So I would learn the lessons that I'm meant to learn in this lifetime. So to me, that is, in a weird way, and not many people can understand this, that is the ultimate form of unconditional love. If you look at it from that perspective, like he chose to do that to help me grow in another lifetime. So I can see it from that perspective, and I believe it to my core. So the trick is not to think that an ending's bad, but to respect and honor the 14 years and what was, and have mad boundaries, and don't let people walk all over you. Like, still be a tough bitch, but don't I won't let her say that.
That's all right.
And then but just, things don't have to be bad. Like, everything is okay if you look from a higher perspective.
And what a blessing. Some people, I think, in life will never learn that.
Correct.
They will just go through life with bitterness, just hurting, and to find the joy in the 14 years and just have those memories and just look forward is incredible that you've been able to do that. And if that's something that, if you're listening right now and that this is vibing with you, I hope that's a lesson that you're open to learning as well. It doesn't matter if it's a marriage or a friendship or a partner of any kind. It's the same thing. Sometimes that breakup and that separation can be really tough, but if you're able to see what it was and the good in it and how you've grown in that circumstance, then you're going to be much better off in moving forward in life. So thank you so much for being vulnerable and sharing that. That's really good.
Okay. So I've gone completely off topic, but
Side note.
It comes back around. It'll come back around. So I was at Bondi Sands, and that's why I was seeing Chloe a little bit, but then my marriage broke down. And from the self-work that I did, like, I threw myself into the trenches. Like, I didn't get help from anyone, which is probably bad, but I just like doing things on my own. And like, any self-healing or self-help thing that you could do, like, I taught myself how to do it. Like, from reading astrology charts to tarot cards to everything, you name it. And I just made the conscious effort to not drink, to not go out and distract myself. Like, I just wanted to heal and be the best version of myself that I possibly could. And so as a result of that, every cell in my being was different. I was just different from head to toe. So the way my life was, I just felt like it didn't fit anymore because I was different. And that came with Bondi Sands too. So I started to feel, I was like, even though on paper this looks so good and
How
people
many
would
years? How many years were you there?
6 years, and I was on the YouTube channel, like, you know, I was known from Molly from Bondi Sands, and so people would just think that it was like so cool.
And
But
glamorous, yeah?
yeah, and it was, but I don't really care about that stuff. And like, it was still fun, but yeah, I just knew that I wasn't meant to be there. And from the work that I had done on myself, every cell in my being different, I felt like a square trying to fit into a circle puzzle shape. And I just was like, I'm done. So without really knowing what I was going to do, I just quit. And I was like, I'm just going to follow my intuition here.
Yeah.
And as a result, Chloe and I connected again. I was managing her for a little bit. I was helping her through some stuff, teaching her all that I know, all my wise wisdom. She was helping me because she was really into, like, you know, the holistic and the food and the healing side of things. And we were just sharing ideas and we were vibing and we were like, are we soul sisters? And then
I think we are.
we are. And then from that, yeah, she's like, I know an app guy. Let's get this into an app. And I was like, we're going to do a PDF. And then, yeah. And then everything that we know in our brains, all the contacts that we have met, all the people I deal with, everything that I know could be benefit to somebody else if they just, were incorporating one or two of these things into their day-to-day life, I know it can make people better human beings. So that's how Bloom was born.
And how incredible that you didn't do it alone. You had Chloe. And I
So
think
good.
that is, and I know you said earlier that before you used to do a lot of things on your own. So how was it hard for you to work with somebody else so closely on a project? You had to not necessarily release power, but have trust in that other person that you're all in this together and it's going to be great.
Yeah, no, when it comes to work, I'm happy to collaborate. That's fine. When it comes to working on myself, like, I won't ask for help, which is bad. Like, I probably need to ask for help. But Chloe and I, like, we just knew it was so aligned and it was so meant to be because nothing has been hard. And I don't like, people hate when I say that because, you know, everyone's about the grind and everything, but it just felt, we just have this motto that if it's not aligned, they're not a part of it, or we don't do it. It's as simple as that. That is our guidance system that we have been put on this earth with. And if we just can learn to trust that a little bit more, where your life will end up, you just cannot even comprehend if you just follow that. So Chloe and I just kept following our intuition, and it just all falls into place as we go.
And I know you said it wasn't hard. You said it was easy. And I understand where you're coming from. But I reckon you still had to. It's not like you you blinked and it was there. Like, I don't want to take away from the hard work that went into it.
No, and you know what? When I say hard work, see, maybe this is where it doesn't feel like work to me because I live and breathe this. I get up and do Kundalini yoga for 2 hours a day.
Are you serious? 2 hours, like legit?
Yeah.
Wow.
If I have time. If I have time.
That's the ideal.
COVID-19, I've had time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it pretty much has been 2 hours a day lately.
Awesome.
But if not, it'll be 1 minute. Like, I don't care. Like, it'll be something because I love Kundalini yoga that much. But so, yeah, I did. There still was a lot of work we had to do. Like, we had to get all the content, like filming content, like huge amounts of work. But it never felt like work to me.
Because you're living out your passion and your calling, right?
Yeah. So that's why it felt easy. Like, yes, it was like sometimes I had to do things that took time, but this is my life. So it's fine.
Yeah. And when you're working on something that you love, it doesn't feel like work. And there's a saying there as well, but I can't remember it. But just Google it, you'll find it. But I do feel that because even with Happow, and it's been, a couple of years in the making to get to this point, and it's not like we've been going full time for 2 years, goodness no. But it's been brainstorming and branding and collaborating and all that sort of stuff. And yes, we've had our peaks and troughs. It hasn't been excellent from the get-go. But the one thing that we knew, even when we had tough days, and we still have tough days, but every time we come across one, we still feel at peace with it because we go, it's just a bump in the road. We'll get through it because we see the vision, we see where we're going, and all of that stuff seems so small in comparison to what is ahead. And that's what we honestly feel.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you can even take that and, like, people listening, like that, I don't know, is it the word analogy? I don't even know. Like, I can't remember. But like, take what you've said and use that in day-to-day life as well. Like, there is going to be bumps in the road.
Mm-hmm.
There truly, truly is. Like, and no matter how much work you do on yourself, life doesn't stop throwing little curveballs at you. Like,
No.
it's never, ever stops. Like, I was even last week, I was looking in the mirror. I'm like, are we done? Like, are we done? Like, is this, can I go back to being asleep? Because this is too much. And so yeah, so there is going to be bumps in the road, but that's what Bloom is essentially. If you can do a couple of things a day for 5 minutes, that's it. Just continuously doing that over a longer period of time. When those bumps pop up, you have the mental clarity to realize and remember, do you know what? I know that this is just a bump and we can work through it and things will be okay. But it's doing something every day that gets you into that, clarity state and that grounded state that that helps you remember.
Mm-hmm. Amen, sister. Amen. Yes, queen. Anyway, so I absolutely love that. Now, I want to ask you a question. If someone is listening right now and is going through a really shitty season, a crappy season, is feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and is listening to this and going, oh, you're such a breath of fresh air, Molly, what would you say to them right now to help them, I guess, get out of that state of mind where they feel like there's no other way? They're feeling helpless. They're feeling like, what's in store for me in my future? I feel so lost. What would you say to them right now?
I would say that I have been there when, like, so many times, and even when I have like direction of where I'm going, I still have days like that. So first and foremost, I want people to know and realize that even the people who feel like that you might look at them and think that they have it all together and everything's great, you're not alone. Because I literally just went dark on social media for 2 weeks because I was like, nah, I'm not talking to the world right now. I need to go inwards. And I had days where I would cry for the whole day. So I want people to know that no matter how much it looks like people have it together, they still have days and it's okay. So, yep, knowing that, but then also setting yourself just small goals. Like, and I'm not talking like I'm going to meditate for 15 minutes a day. Sometimes that's too much. Like, sometimes you're like, I can't even sit for 1 minute. So if someone's feeling so lost, I would start really listening to your body. And, if you don't feel like getting out of bed, don't get out of bed. Say if it gets to like the second day and you don't feel like getting out of bed, or the third day you don't feel like getting out of bed, that's when you have to start tapping into the resilience and trying to pull yourself out of it in some way. So if you've got to that point where you're pulling yourself out of it, then I recommend just 5 minutes. 5 minutes, even if it's just setting the timer for 1 minute and saying one affirmation for 1 whole minute, like I am worthy or I am energetic or whatever. Just look in the mirror for 1 minute and say that. Or that's one tool. Or start doing Kundalini yoga or normal yoga, or just moving your body, or just like dancing for 5 minutes. Like, do something that's going to get the energy moving in your body for 5 minutes. That alone will shift something. So listening to your body, but then doing some sort of tool that's going to get you out of your mind and kind of into your body, and just start repeating that like every day. And just see after 7 days how you feel, and you will slowly pull yourself out of it.
Can I just say that was so amazing? You didn't even know that question was coming, and it was thrown at you, and you just, you got A+. If we were grading it, I'd give you an A+, 100% score. So well done.
I breathe it. I'm telling you. And like, I do that too. Like, I'm just saying what I do. When I had my down moment the other week, I was like, all right, do I want to get out of bed today? And I laid in bed till 1. And then I was like, okay, Molly, are you just being lazy now? Or do you really not want to lay in bed? And like, when it got to about 1 o'clock, my other brain was like, you could probably get up and do something, just something, put the AirPods in. And I just danced. And I know, because I understand energy, that by moving my body around, shaking it up, shaking out like that anger and sadness or whatever, you do feel better afterwards. You can't, it's physiologically impossible to not feel better after that. So that's what Bloom is. Like, it's just all the tools that I know work. So you get on, but you can learn it yourself as well. Like, there's there's things that you can do, a couple of tools a day that, if you just repeat, you will be able to make yourself feel better in those down moments.
And it is about routine and taking those small steps. And if you can't look at the bigger picture, just take it one day at a time. Yeah. And it will make all the difference. And then you'll eventually look back and go, look how far I've come. It's been a month, 6 weeks,
I agree. Like, my version of rock bottom, like I've shared a video on my Instagram if people want to look at it. That was at the Bloom Talks event. Like, I won't get into it on here, but my version of rock bottom, like, I say my version of rock bottom because everybody has a different version of rock bottom. Like, your goldfish might die and that might be devastating to you, and that's fine. Everyone's version of rock bottom is different, and mine was different. And yeah, it was just like, I remember I would write in my notes, okay, brush your teeth today. Like, that was one goal. And if I could just tick that off, like, that was something. And then the next day it might have been, try and eat twice today, just because I was so sick from the anxiety that I couldn't eat. So like, just small little things like that. And then when you actually get out of that and look back, you're like, wow. And then you actually do feel like a warrior, like a phoenix that rises from the ashes, because you have got yourself out of this mess. It's empowering, and you can do it. Everybody can do it. They truly can. But also, like, I'm so bad to say this, but don't be afraid to talk to people as well.
Yes. Let people in.
Let people in
and see what you're going through. Let them hear it. Even if you don't want them to see you, you just give them a call. Yes, it's so important, because you are not alone.
You're not alone, but I also know how hard it is. I'm always the one preaching, like, and if I had friends who felt the same, I would want them to reach out to me, like. But what has worked for me, say if I go MIA for a week and Mum's like, I know something's wrong, like, tell me. I'm like, nah, I'm fine. Like, and she's like, Molly, like, you've said it on a million podcasts now. Like, I know.
Fine is not fine.
Yeah, you're not fine. And then I'm like, all right, cool. So I then give Mum boundaries of how I want her to act. Like, it might be like, no one ask me how I'm doing, just try and show me funny things on the internet. And I know that makes me feel better. So,
That's so smart. But it is so smart, because you're still creating that connection with them, but it's not the, how are you going, Molly? It's the, I'm here. That's what I need right now. It's my way of showing I love you. It's your way of showing you love me and that you care for me.
Yeah. Like, don't come in and like tell me how, like, ask how I'm going or anything, or just maybe like just bring some food and give me a reassuring wink on the way out, like Samantha in Sex and the City with Carrie. Like, just that's all you need. Oh, no one can see me.
No,
but
it was a great wink though. You do great winks, and you did the whole mouth thing as well. It was all working very well. Yeah.
So maybe reaching out to like a best friend, and you can be like, do you know what? I'm really down at the moment. I don't need you to be up in my grill, but I'm just letting you know, like, and just knowing that you've got some people there and they're allowing you the space to feel what you need to feel. I feel like that's a good way to go about it.
And what a good way to finish off this segment of the Power Up Life show. Up next, I'm going to ask you what it is that you're grateful for, big and small.
Want to power up life? Download your free Power Pack wallpapers at happow.com.
This week, we asked you what you're looking forward to this summer, and here's what you had to say.
This summer, I'm looking forward to being in my bathers for the first time in forever and feeling the sand where most of my happiness comes from, the beach. It's so relaxing and I absolutely adore the feeling when I play my ukulele, sitting down watching the sunset with a soft summer breeze. It's my break from everything and the time where life just stops and I can be so chill.
Seeing new places that we haven't been and visiting our old favourites, just because it's something that just gives me such happiness.
I am looking forward to the warm weather and the hot days in which I can swim in the pool, and also having a break and being able to spend more time with family and friends.
This summer I'm so excited to be able to see my friends, whether that be watching sunsets, having picnics, going on drives, or just spending time outside. I can't wait to hear what they've been up to.
I'm looking forward to going to the beach, hiking, and I'm going skydiving this summer, which I am so excited about.
I'm Carissa Shale, and that's this week's talk topic. Got something to share? Drop us an email, yoursay@happow.com.
Loving this episode? Let us know. Leave us a review via Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
All right, Molly, something big that you are so grateful for because you couldn't live without it.
I was thinking about this the other day. I think I am so grateful for my willingness to grow in this lifetime and to do the work. I'm so grateful for that because I've mentioned earlier that I believe in past lives and everything, and I really want this to be my last life. I want to go be an angel. So I don't want to, I feel like I'm so grateful to myself that I am willing to look at a challenge head on and get the most out of myself from that. I'm really grateful that I have the ability and the resilience to do that.
And you're certainly on your way. I mean, you're already creating a legacy for yourself. You're already changing so many lives. So you're definitely going to be an angel. That's for sure.
I hope so.
100%.
I always say, I'm like, for people who don't know past life stuff, like they think it's so weird when I'm like, I'm not coming back. Like I am done. And everyone's like, what? And I'm like, no, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
I love it. I love it. All right, something small that you are grateful for. Now, this can be trivial. It can be really special. It doesn't matter what it is. There's no right or no wrong. Something small.
I'm grateful for the housewives on Bravo.
Which housewives? Any particular one?
Well, I do know what. I was like, I'm not going to discriminate. Housewives of Beverly Hills, Housewives of New York, Housewives of New Jersey, Housewives of OC are probably my favourites. The reason why I'm
How about Housewives of Melbourne? Isn't there one as well? Housewives of Melbourne?
Yeah, but it's probably not my favourite. But like I'm so grateful for them because sometimes you've seen my brain. You've heard my brain here today. Sometimes at the end of the day, I just need to log off. And by doing so, I do it by watching a trashy TV show.
Yeah, I love it.
Can't get enough of.
Mm-hmm. I think it's so good. It's like me and a couple of shows on Netflix as well. And they're the best. Like Love is Blind, Too Hot to Handle. They're the best. They are the best.
It's so good.
It is. And can I just say, strangely enough, like when I watched the promo, just side note, I was thinking, oh my goodness, what is this? And then as I started watching it, I'm like, this is actually a whole lot of life lessons in this TV show that we can all learn from.
I know. I was actually shocked as well. And yeah, the spiritual lessons they got through. Yeah, I was like, I'm all about this.
Yeah.
And Harry and Francesca are still together. So it's good for everyone.
Exactly. It was a happy ending. Up next, we're going to do the challenge. I'm so excited about this one.
You're listening to a Happow podcast.
All right, Molly, it's time for the challenge, and we're going to play with you right now, rapid fire. I've got Brendan. Hello, Brendan. He's coming in to adjudicate.
Hello, guys.
Okay, have you played rapid fire before, Molly?
No, probably, but not to this extent.
Look, this is probably the most intense rapid fire you're ever going to experience.
I know.
All right. You've got 30 seconds. Okay, and I've got 30 seconds too. You've got to answer as many questions as you can that Brendan is going to throw at you in the 30 seconds. If you are stumped on a question and you have no idea what to say, I'm so sorry. You just have to stick with it. You've just got to and ah it until the 30 seconds is over. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you just ask me first and
Brendan,
then you. Yeah,
so Brendan's going to give you or me 30 seconds first. You get to choose. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. All right, of course, Molly. Okay, now if whoever answers the most amount of questions in the 30 seconds wins. Yay. All right.
Woohoo! Okay.
Yeah, all right.
So we've got 30 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. What is your favourite thing to do with family?
Eat.
What is the most important rule? Your most important rule?
Oh, mine. Respect and communicate in a way that's really loving and kind.
And if you had $1 million, what would you spend it on?
Happow, to grow the business.
What is love?
It's strength. It's when you appreciate someone for who they are unconditionally. Yeah, I think.
If your pet could talk, what would it say?
I'd want her to say Happow. I've actually been trying to teach her to say it, and she's not doing a good job.
Time's up.
That was good.
Oh, thanks, Molly. I was a little bit nervous. I'm glad I answered all the questions. Oh, how many did I get, Bren?
5 on the board for you. So that's pretty good.
That's good. All right, Molly, you ready?
My problem will be just saying like one word.
One word's fine too. I think I did a one-worder. All right.
All right, here we go, Molly. 30 seconds on the clock and your time starts now. If you had superpowers, what would they be?
To go invisible.
What's the best thing about being a kid?
Not having any like attachments or expectations on yourself.
Who is someone in history that you'd like to be friends with?
In history, so dead or sorry,
anyone.
I want to be friends with Abraham Hicks.
What's the best thing about being a kid? I said that one. Sorry. What makes you happy when you're sad?
Kundalini yoga.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Sorry, I lost. I
doubled
up on the questions.
Yeah,
there.
I reckon she should win regardless because you stuffed
Let's
up.
tally it up. Might have been potential sabotage.
Oh, really? I don't know. Who knows? All right.
The winner? Do we want to know the winner?
Mm.
Drum roll, sound effect insert. Gianna!
But I'm going to give it to Molly because Brenda did a terrible job at adjudicating. Yay!
5 to 4.
That was fun.
Thank you so much. That was absolutely awesome. Now, Molly, you did kind of win. I'm going to give you the win. And because of that, I'm going to give you the opportunity to tell people how they can connect with you, how they can follow you and follow Bloom and be in the know with the happenings around town.
Yeah, cool. So my Instagram name is Molly Jane, no underscores or nothing. And on there you will see Bloom app and there's in my highlights, there's podcasts and lots of different things that we're doing. So Instagram's probably the best way to contact me at the moment, but watch this space. You never know what's going to happen.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And we look forward to chatting to you again and seeing what's next for you and Bloom. Isn't Molly amazing? She's such a beautiful person with a huge heart. I really, really love chatting with her about her life, the ups and downs, and everything in between. She's a true inspiration. Now, did you know that season 1 of Power Up Life is wrapping up on Monday, the 21st of December? That means that there are only 2 more episodes to go for season 1, just in time for the Christmas holidays. Yay! So stay tuned for these in your favorite podcast app and on our website, happow.com. Loved this episode of Power Up Life? Let us know by leaving us a rating and review. By doing so, it helps us reach even more legends just like yourself. And if you'd love to be a Happow advocate and contribute to our weekly talk topics and more, you so can. All you need to do is email us at yoursay@happow.com. Don't forget to follow us on our socials. Simply search Happow AU to follow us and stay in the know. And if you want more Happow, you can. All you need to do is sign up to our free life skills platform to get access to our on-demand, expert-led video masterclasses called Life Lessons, quizzes, blogs, and more. Simply visit our website, happow.com. This episode of Power Up Life was produced by me, Gianna Lucas, Maria Dukadinoska, and Carissa Shell for the Happow Podcast Network. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Power Up Life, a Happow podcast. If you loved this episode, be a legend and leave us a quick rating and review on your fave podcast app. Dive into the show notes for all episodes on our website, happow.com/podcasts. Catch you next time and remember to Power Up Life!